Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the Grand Fire Trine. So the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and there are three qualities of astrology, and that's cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And this is actually the order that the fire signs are in. Aries is the cardinal fire sign, Leo is the fixed fire sign, and Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign. So fire is really important because fire begins life and astrology. The fire element is like energy. Think about fire. What is fire? Fire is a burning of things, a release of energy into the air. It's like releasing something, letting go. Fire can be very cleansing in this way. Fire can also destroy. Fire can also be overheated and temperamental. But regardless of what fire is expressing, whatever it expresses it with a full force of passion and intensity. The first sign of astrology is a fire sign. The astrological wheel could not start on any other element. It just doesn't make sense for it to begin with earth, air, or water. Because fire is sparks. Fire is literally life. And this is represented in Aries. Aries is the first fire sign. I think of Aries as like the sunrise. If you have ever stayed up and you barely see like the sun peeking over the horizon, that's like Aries. It's like a new day, a new beginning. It's like new life coming. And this is why Aries is like considered the youngest sign of astrology. They are the sign that is just young. It's me. It's like the self. And with this birth of life comes an identity. This is why Aries rules the first house of the self. This is why the Aries is the identity. This is why the sun is exalted in Aries, because it is comfortable there. That is where the identity wants to be, because it is all about you there. And it doesn't even have to be a bad thing. Being in a place where you can be you allows you to know yourself and be comfortable with yourself. So this is why Aries is the cardinal fire sign. Cardinal signs begin quadrants, begin things. Cardinal signs are like the leaders, but Aries is the first leader. They begin everything. And they represent fire. They embody fire in the way that they are, in the way that they approach life, in the way that they go through life with force and drive and ambition and confidence. But Aries is like the ego, is the self, is the identity, is you have yourself, you have your life, you are born. But something has to support that. And yes, you can look at the second house, which is also fixed, but the second house does support that in the way of creating a value, of creating a security. And that's fine, but we're talking about fire signs and how fire signs help and support each other. The next fire sign would be Leo. Now, Leo supports your identity because it creates a fifth house. It creates an expression. It creates a stage for you to where you will present yourself. And this is why Leo is the creative fire sign. Where Aries is like the baby, Leo is kind of more the child that wants to start expressing who they have learned that they are. And this is how they support Aries, because they give themselves a stage to where they can present what Aries has started in a way that is captivating, it is humorous, it is loving, and it is also passionate. I'm gonna say that word a lot because fire signs are just fucking passionate, okay? if Aries kind of is like the first glimpse of the light, Leo comes in and is like the full fucking beam. It's like the sun. They will just shine through everything. And this is important because you can start a fire, but the point of the fire is to keep you warm. So this is where Leo comes in, is they share their warmth of their spirit, of their generosity, and it makes people happy, and it makes people realize that there are things to be living for yourself. You can have yourself, but if you don't have things to be living for in the moment, you're gonna be an empty ego of a person. So now, after Leo has supported an identity, next we hold on to that as we go to the mutable sign of Sagittarius. And now Sagittarius, what it does is it takes the identity and the expression of the identity and wants to spread it on a large, grand scale. And not only that, but also wants to take on other people's identity and expression. They want to learn, they want to learn about people, they want to travel, they want to see other cultures. And this is important because you can't really get there without knowing yourself first. You're never going to really know anyone else fully for who they are until you know yourself. And Aries and Leo teach us how to do that. And then we can get to Sagittarius, where life just gets fun and we can actually appreciate people and we can be more open-minded because we have been that way towards ourselves first. We have let ourselves be who we are and express ourselves in the way that we want to express. And this is why when we get to Sagittarius, Sagittarius is like a more open-minded philosophical sign, because they take all of these identities that people have and they make it subjects, they make it things to learn from. They become a teacher with this knowledge, with this information, and they want peace amongst humans who have their own identities and have their own expression, because they know that everyone has something that we can all learn from. So they want to learn as much as they can from all of these different identities that people have created from having the fire element, and collect them all and make them a big picture so that everyone can also know this and learn from this. And in this way, that's why they're like the student. They learn this and then they're the teacher. They pass it along. But Sagittarius can't do that without Aries. We can't just be learning stuff about people when we don't even know ourselves. It's not going to be as deep and it's not going to be as meaningful. Aries has to give us an identity, has to give us a life to actually be able to go out and travel and see the world. And Leo has to be there to support both of those energies and give meaning behind both of those. A trine is a harmonious aspect. It's a flowing of energy. A trine is like the ultimate balance of the element, the signs within an element. And the way that you see this in the fire signs is the fire signs give each other power. They give each other life, because fire is life, and fire gives energy and life and vitality and passion to whatever it is near, because it's like fire. When you're around fire, you feel the heat. You feel the energy, and that's what the fire signs do to each other. They give each other energy to do the things that they're supposed to do, because each fire sign knows they have something really important to fucking do. They have a lot of energy. So they give power to each other, and the energy is just always going back and forth, just getting energy, getting life, getting passion from each other, and getting power within themselves from each other because of each other, because we have three fire signs that are all meant to do something specific. So if you have a fire trine in your chart, this is what is happening within you. There are parts of you that are giving energy and power to other parts of you. And you have to look at what those planets are in your chart that are making the grand fire trine. Look at what planets are in which of the fire signs and the nature of the planets. This is what they are exchanging. And in the house is where they are exchanging this in the areas of your life. But even if you only have 2 planets in fire and they are trying to each other, you still have another fire sign somewhere. And that fire sign, no matter what's going on with it, even if it has no aspects to it or planets, it's still in a house. And that house that fire sign is in is still giving energy to the other planets in your chart. And even if you don't have anything at all in fire, you're probably not going to feel as energetic. But if you can look at where these fire signs are in your chart, because everyone has every element in them. And even if you are not fire dominant and you don't feel like you have the energy to go about life the way fire signs do, or super fire dominant people, you still have them somewhere in your life. And learning to find a balance within the energies of your own personal chart can help you delve into this fire energy that is desperately needed in everyone. We all need this energy because we all need life. Like, we all need to go through life, regardless of what our circumstance is. And also look at your fire houses. The 1st house, the 5th house, and the 9th house. Whatever signs that you have in these fire houses is how you are getting this energy and this power. Is how you are getting this drive, is how you are expressing yourself, how you are forming your identity, and how you are learning from yourself and from others. They say fire is like all ego, and I agree, but to be a part of the fire element that is about yourself, it makes fire signs really reflective about themselves. They can really look at themselves. They can really see themselves and learn about themselves. Learn through their past mistakes. Learn about how they impact their own lives, they themselves. It's about knowing yourself. And we can't get to any of the other elements if we don't know ourselves. The identity and the energy and the expression of our identity really has to be strong, or at least somewhat intact, before we can move on with the other elements. Because fire is life, and if you don't have energy to maintain life or to feel alive, you're gonna feel really dead and broken and tired and beaten down. So this is why fire is really important. And there's my dog. So I hope that you like this video. I hope that you can see why fire signs are so important in your chart, even if you're not a fire sign. Every element is important and every sign is important. And this was just all about why fire is important. So hope you like it, and thank you for watching.